And today we are going to look at a very special problem most of the non-native speakers have, the ED problem. We normally make the past tense of a verb using ED, like a play, played, cook, cooked, something. So, in fact, not many people are aware that ED has three different pronunciations. And I shall try to explain within the limited time possible where exactly these three different forms of ED can be pronounced. First one is pronounced the ED, played, cracked, looked, etc. There we use T, not ED. So ED has one pronunciation as a T. Second, we have D. Third, we have id. Okay, we'll take a quick look at these three different pronunciations of ED in the English language. Number one, let's take for instance T pronunciations. Let's look at the word W-A-L-K, walk. Walk. And if you make the past tense of it, we often say walked, not quite right. That's walked. So T, ED is replaced by the pronunciation T, ED, walked. Similarly, talk, talked. I talked to my brother. We talked to the person concerned. Then we have the third word, W-O-R-K, work, worked, worked. So K, so what we can sum up from these three examples is that normally all those words that end in K are pronounced T. Walked, talked, and worked. Now, that's K. Now take a look at the words that end in S. Say for instance, trust, kiss, promise. D-R-E-S-S, trust, trust. And K-A-S-S, kissed. Promise, P-R-O-M-I-S-E, promised. So, trust, kissed, and promised. Okay, there it becomes T, it's not D. And the second set of words I would like to bring to your notice is words that end in CE, notice, force, nouns, etc. So that all those words also end in T. Noticed, forced, announced. So words that end in, this is easy way of identifying where to use T. You don't get confused. Words with that end in K and CE. And the third one, there's another set, words that end in SH, like crush, brush, punish, crushed, punished, brushed, T. We don't say crushed, punished, etc. That should be avoided. Crushed, brushed, and punished. And the third one, those set of words that end in CH, like punch, march, search. So punched, marched, searched. Okay. Then we have two other sets like words that end in F pronunciation, phoneme, GH sometimes, L-A-U-G-H, the pronunciation is F. Laugh, laughed, C-O-U-G-H, cough and cuffed, cough and cuffed. And the third one, set of words, relax, words that end in X, relax, relaxed. So remember, ED has three pronunciations, and the first of which is T. ED can be pronounced as T in the following cases. For example, words that end in K, words that end in S, words that end in CE, words that end in SH, and words that end in CH, and UH where it is GH is pronounced as laugh. Okay, and the last one, words that end in X, mix. That's one pronunciation. The next one is you have ID pronunciation, id. For example, I can just quickly quote a few examples where you can use or even pronounce the ed as id, ID. For instance, EXCITE, excited. INVENT, invented. Okay? Then you have words that end in R, appeared, considered. Another set. The next one is words that end in D, like remind, decide, decided, reminded, etc. So there we pronounce as ID, id. And another set, like words that end in VE, like arrive, improve, arrived, improved, arrived, improved. And the next one is pose, words that end in SC. Normally, don't forget that not all the S is pronounced as S. In most cases, it is pronounced as Z, glottal sound, Z. Okay, houses. Okay, posed, posed, raised. So there, S is pronounced as a glottal sound, like Z, Zamin. In Hindi, we call Zamin, Zanana, etc. So those three, 5 different words that end in. One set ends in T, excited, invented. Second set ends in ER, R, appeared, considered. Okay, next remind, reminded. Words that end in D, and decide, decided. And next V, words that end in V, arrived and improved, etc. Then we have words that end in Z or S, like posed and raised, etc. ED can be pronounced in 3 different ways. Id and D. And the third one is D. Let's take a look at where these words are pronounced D. For example, normally killed, okay, pulled, claimed, jammed, panned, etc. So LMN, these words, those words that end in LMN can be pronounced as D. Okay, so I repeat. ED should not be pronounced id all the time. It varies. Id, D, and T. T is markedly, I think quite clear, marked, looked, etc. So be careful, pay attention to this, particularly when you listen to a native speaker's speech or programs. They will definitely pay attention to this minute details of the language. So how to master it? You have to be particularly careful about your pronunciation. Pronunciation makes a hell of a lot of difference when you communicate, or when you talk to people. How they understand you is all that matters. So slow and steady wins the race. Please make sure that you practice. I have to say that there's no substitute for practice. Speak up. Use it whenever you can, wherever you can. And that's all for now.